What do you gain by avoiding learning activity that you find stressful? Here's a tentative answer. You can feel relief by making a decision to delay. You may feel good thinking you'll get to the task later, maybe when you feel inspired to do it. This form of immediate relief from stress is a powerful natural reward. There's a big downside to this form of procrastination decision-making. In fact, there are several. One, the frustrating task lies in the shadows of your mind. The shadow can feel both ominous and stressful. Two, you may put yourself into a position where you feel forced to rush at the 11th hour. That's rarely pleasurable. Three, you are likely to repeat a stressful pattern that starts off with relief and results in added stress. I know this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but humans are psychological more than they are logical. Immediate relief for avoiding a frustrating learning activity can have a paradoxical effect. When relief rewards a fallacious decision to delay, this is the opposite of what it is for you to do in your enlightened self-interest. That's why it's paradoxical. Paradoxical rewards in a procrastination cycle are red flags. Fortunately, you can override paradoxical rewards whenever you recognize that you can't afford to indulge procrastination impulses. However, prevention is often the more elegant solution. Let's see what you can do to limit or prevent paradoxical reward patterns using a simple reward for effort system that might serve a preventive purpose. Experiment with psychologist David Primack's principle. This is the idea that by following prescribed learning activities with everyday forms of pleasure, you are likely to get your learning job done sooner. Primack forms of reward include reading your email, texting a friend, having a cup of coffee, checking the latest news, the kind of things that you might actually do to put off or delay a learning activity. But what you do is, instead of front-loading the reward, have the reward follow the activity. Let's say you have a term paper to do. Your goal is to get it done a few weeks before it's due. You want to do this because you have multiple deadlines to meet at the end of the semester. By finishing the report sooner than later, you know you will take an awful lot of stress off your back. Nevertheless, you have trouble starting. Your first challenge is to start. 1. You pick a time to start at your earliest possible opportunity. You agree with yourself that you'll chip away at the task for 1/2 hour. At the end of that time, you reward yourself by doing something brief but pleasurable. If drinking a cup of coffee is pleasurable, that's your reward. 2. You work for another 1/2 hour. You give yourself another short-term reward, such as reading your favorite news column. You can get at least 4 positive rewards for executing this proactive process. 1. You show yourself that you can impose reason between procrastination impulses and reactions, and this sense of mastery can feel good. 2. You show yourself that you can persist in engaging a constructive action. That helps give you a sense of self-control. Self-control feels good. By stretching your ability to self-improve, you can cycle out of a paradoxical procrastination reward pattern. This point 3 shows that you can organize and regulate your actions to achieve a positive result. That's another learning confidence builder. It's another example of self-efficacy. 4, and this may be your most important achievement. You get the work done ahead of schedule and avoid the stressful last-minute rush effect. That's an obvious benefit. Well, let's expand this issue by looking at ways to structure your time to give yourself an added boost to bring about positive results for yourself. We'll look into the world of time management and study skills at this point.